Ka mutu ka huri ki roto I ngā kaupapa ko tahirau e 5 te kau o ngā riri whenua. Mai o rua peka peka ki te tokerau, ki te tarata, ki waire ngā hika, ki whiarani, ki whiarani, ki whiarani. Ko tahi te kōrero, me tautoko tātou I tēnei petihana.
We got a lot of correspondence from Pākehā, and they wrote letters around their British ancestor that had been part of the battle and were sent back to England because they wouldn't kill women and children. And they were locked and put away. With every signature became a story.
Ko ia, ko te tongi kura a tāwhiao e ki ana, e kore tēnei whakaoranga e huri ki tua o aku mokopuna. Tātou me o tātou mātua, ka rongo rātou ia haki pia, ia iri hāpeti te tuatahi, ia kāpene kuki, ia wairani, kaore ke I rongo ia hoturoa. Kaore ke nei rongo ia pōtatau, ia tāwhiao, ia rewi mania poto, ia waiatu, ia waiatu. Kua tai te wā o te whakatupuranga whai muri ake, te whakapiki ake I ngā taumata mātauranga I mahu ai honei o mātou kau mātua, I o mātou whānau.
This announcement means to us, to the rōpū of the petihana, more than I can express in words. It will provide us with the resources, with the skills to make informed choices about healthcare, about land, about the well-being of all people in Aotearoa.
Ke pēnei rawa te tahuritanga o te marau o Aotearoa, me pēnā pēr te kōrero. Te Ururo, you were the minister, and you were in some of those shots, by the way. By the way, you look like you've lost a bit of weight since then, well done. But you were in some of those shots there, and I get a real sense of a want from the next generation to take this forward, to really have a wider conversation with all New Zealanders about our history, about who we are, about these significant events that we've been talking about. And everyone feels a sense of optimism. However, there is also a sense that there are those in this society, and Leonie's talked about this, who will never want to be a part of that conversation. Is it a case of people like Leah and her ilk just simply overtaking the great wave that washes that kind of sentiment out of this country? Is that what you sense when you watch this video clip?
Well, it's going to take some movers and shakers like that because there's such a big, huge wave to move.
How big a wave? Tell me how big a wave.
Kei te kōrero tātou mo te āhuatanga o te ao Pākehā, e kōrero hiake nei. Kei te pai tātou te ao Māori. Ko mōhio tātou, ki te āhuatanga o te noho ao Māori nei, a New Te Reni nei. Engari no te ao Pākehā, kei te noho kūware, kore mōhio. Ki te āhuatanga o tō tātou ao. I naka haere tētahi ki roto i tētahi o ngā kaupapa nei. Ko tō ngāka, ko tō whatu manawa, I titia ki te āhuatanga o te riri me te aroha. You know, one of the things that, as I think about Rangiriri, and I was there on that day, and you go to Maunga Puatu, and there was Pākehā people there, but the vast majority were our people. You cannot but be moved by the passion of our people talking about our history. But there was just a small audience of non-Māori, a heap of Māori who are obviously interested in our history, but we've got such a huge wave to move because we have generation after generation who have been stuck with what they know, and they only know what they know. If you haven't been taught anything else, well, that's it. There might have been a time in New Plymouth here or at Waitara when the common name of this town was Waitara. That's how people talked about it because that's what Koro said, or my grandmother said, and my great-grandmother said, so I'm going to say it, and my grandchildren are going to say it. That's how it rolls. And so if you learn a particular history from back then, you will stay with that history. So we got, when I talk about a big wave, it's a big wave of mātauranga, of education, that can't be left for Māori continually to give up our kōrero and share with everybody all of the time, because we actually got to educate our own too. Pēnei tā leone e kōrero nei. So it means the greater mass has to educate the greater mass, and that's why it's great to see so many non-Māori here today and tonight, because actually it's in your hands to help us out, to teach the people of this land about our shared history.
With martial law in place, hostilities were now inevitable. Veteran warrior chief Hapurona emerges as the military leader and tactician. The man and the hour have met.
Hapurona had a different experience in war. Hapurona had been up in the far north, and so that experience in fighting the Pākehā came to the fore as a person we needed when we were invaded by the British Army.
A large gathering was called in New Plymouth by the government. A large feast was held for all of those who attended. It was attended by people such as Te Teira, Te Rangitake and Hapurona and many, many others. And it was there the karaki that Hapurona composed, advocating peace, ko te karaki o te maungarongo, coming from a person who was recognised for his skill, his strategy in war. His words meant something when he was the one advocating that Taranaki did not want war, it wanted peace.
Ka mate hiro e tūtake ke tāni te tumutei nei tō tua tāni te taurike tei nei tō tua. Ko e taia mingi mingi ko e ngārara tuatara ko e wakaka tuki tuki a ko e wakaka wā ia ko e waka waka rere. Kei runga nei tētei pō, kei raro nei tētei pō. Pō ki tupua tētei pō, pō ki tawito tētei pō. Ura mā nea nea kataka te pō, hia kataka te pō.
Hapurona said, I've seen war, I've seen what war gives the people, and we do not want this for Te Atiawa. We do not want this for Taranaki, and what starts in Waitara will very quickly escalate to the whole country.
He matua o ki te wānanga, he matua o ki arangi nui e tūnei. Kei piri, kei tata mai o ki kia au e tūnei. E rongo e wakairi ake ki runga, tūturu waka maua kia tina, tina ui e, tāe ki e.
But the crown was not for turning. The British set up a garrison in Waitara, and in response, Hapurona hastily builds a fortified pa at Te Kohia, overlooking the garrison's main route back to New Plymouth. And today, there's nothing here. Nothing at all, not even a signpost to mark this place, Te Kohia Pa, as one of the most significant sites in New Zealand's history.
For us in Taranaki, the 17th of March in 1860 was the most important date. That was the date where the first shots were fired upon Te Kohia Pa.
Te Kohia was a statement. Te Kohia was a statement by our people in clear view of the Crown's military camp that this is our whenua. You can't just come here and say that we've surveyed it, therefore we've bought it, therefore it's ours. There wasn't a major battle there, as much as it was the major signal that the Crown had started hostilities against us without provocation.
From a Māori perspective, that was all important. If Māori had launched the first attack, well, then we would have been in the wrong. However, the Crown had done that. That demonstrated that they were the aggressor.
Following on from that, it was considered that the Te Atiawa cause was a just one and that others would then come to their assistance and aid them. Almost immediately, there are calls from Waikato and so on.
It was attacked by the Crown, thinking that this is where Te Atiawa was going to hold their ground and to take a stand. But when they attacked, there was no one in there.
The people within it had all left.
The assumption on the Crown side was that there would be a quick, easy victory. And this is the source of immense frustration. And these assumptions of an easy victory, they don't bear fruit.
We have a kōrero about a young kōtiro. Ka koa te tamahine whakaaria te Iringa. She was sent to climb to the top of Te Iringa, the tallest peak within the Kaitake Ranges, to send a message to the iwi of Taranaki to the south, that the war within Waitara had begun.